Hello. Do you ever question who you are, where you come from, who your relatives are, where they come from, who you're really related to, and how? I began to study genealogy about a year ago, and this is my speech on how to research genealogy. What's worked for me anyway. I'm no genealogical expert. Like I said, it's only been about a year, and I've been able to research my family back through the 18th century at this point. So it's been very educational. I've learned a lot. I've learned about different illnesses that my family has passed down through the generations. I've learned about where we came from, where we originally immigrated from. Most of my family is German and Russian, but there's some English, Czechoslovakian, and there's all kinds of fun things thrown in there. So learning about history can help us to avoid mistakes that others have made. We can learn about our personal lineage and gain valuable information about who we are and where we come from. I plan to demonstrate where to look for this information, what websites I found most useful, and what a family tree looks like. Step one is to decide what type of family tree you like and you want to use. There are multiple kinds. I have 3 that I'm working with and that I chose from. This is a genealogical timeline. Sorry about that. And you just fill the information in on each one of these. This is a 5-generational pedigree chart that gives, parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, children, death dates, birth dates. And these are all information that you will attain and need to work on getting. This is my favorite, and this is from my favorite website, which is familytree.org. And this is a fan chart. The fan chart starts with yourself and then fans after your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on. Step 2. For me, I went to family members and my elderly family members who still had good memories, that I could pick information from them. What was so-and-so's maiden name? Who did they marry? Do you remember when they got married? Different things like that. And it's nice to talk to your family members. First of all, it gives you time to spend with your family. Secondly, it gives them an opportunity to share knowledge with you that you really wouldn't be able to get anywhere else. Your personal stories, you can get a lot online, but you'll never get those personal stories. So with those, I sat down and I made a list of all the known family members, what their birth dates were, what their death dates were, who they married, when they married, who their children were, and I began to put them on a genealogy chart like this one to start. I'm not very good at this. Like this one to start with. So after I did that, I found the dates, birth dates, death dates, and places that they lived and died. Step 3. Once you've gotten all the information you can from family members, I began to look at genealogy websites. Some of my favorites, my favorite is www.familytree.org. And that's because you can not only put the information in there, find the information there, but you can also build your family tree right online so that you can go back to it and continue to add to it as you get more information. So that's really helpful for me. Ancestry.com is another really good site, but after their trial, they charge, it's not super expensive. It's about $18 for 6 months. So it's not too bad, but it is, it does cost, and not everybody can afford to do that. There was another really good website that I found. It was www.kindred, KINDERED, trails, TRAILS.com. And they also were very good at pulling up information on family members that I was trying to look up. Again, you'll have to list these places, dates, and places of birth, death, marriage, children. So that's a pretty common theme with genealogy, to have to get that information. Step 4 and final step would be to check your government websites and archives. Check international websites and archives. 3 of the basic ones that I've used are archive.gov/research/census. Now, the census are taken every 10 years, and they give a lot of really great information. They give how many people live in the household, they give who lives in the household, their ages, their dates of birth, who they're related to, how they're related to them, what their occupations are, and you can kind of follow that through different stages and see, you know, where family members have moved to, where your great-grandparents started at, where they ended up at, and I find that really useful. There's also a www.archives.gov/veterans. Now, anybody that's had family members that have served in the military, these files go all the way back through the Civil War for the ones that they were able to identify. So that is a hugely helpful piece right there. And then you have German roots, Russian roots. They have passenger manifests as well at this www.germanroots.com. Russian roots, English roots, so on. So to recap, determine what type of family tree you'd like to organize, which works best for you, research within your family, research genealogy websites, and governmental websites. I enjoy learning history in general and about my family specifically. If anyone else is interested, I hope this was helpful for you. Learning from your family history helps you to better understand your family culture, your family's beliefs, and helps you develop a better sense of self. Good night.